Hey, Treasure fans, your pal BD back here again with some more movie reviews. Since I got all this time on my hands and I'm out of work, I figured I'd do some more movie reviews. These are movies I've been watching recently. So, there's how many in this stack? 7 movies I've watched recently. I want to talk to you about them real quick like I did last week's video, but I'm going to keep doing this for a while. Kind of breaks the monotony of just everything at the same time. Actually, I really enjoy it. So, all right. So the first movie I watched, I actually watched this yesterday, and it's The Sorceress. I love this movie, but it's cheesy as all get out. A lot of fun. Essentially, this movie is this warlock who wants to gain ultimate power, must kill his firstborn, but his wife has 2 children. He doesn't know who the firstborn is. He's killed, but is resurrected later in the movie. And they grow up not knowing all this stuff. And once they grow up, the sorcerer comes back. And he wants the firstborn, and it's this whole, I don't want to ruin it for you, but it's cheesy. It's really cheesy, but I really enjoyed this. I had a lot of fun with it. I laughed a few times. There's this weird on the back here. This is weird. You can't see it. This weird goat guy. And he doesn't speak. He's meh, meh, the whole movie. And it's just absolutely hilarious. There's really, I wouldn't say no need for the character because he does do a couple things with the movie, but it's more like just comic relief. So, really enjoyed this movie. Had a great time with it. I definitely can't wait to watch it again. The Sorceress. I believe this was, it's a Scorpion release, and I'm pretty sure this is part of the, well, maybe it's not. It is not. Okay, but great movie. The transfer was really good on this, so The Sorceress. The next movie I watched, and I did want to thank a couple YouTubers who mentioned this to me. I did get this in this week. And I watched it yesterday because I was so excited. Treasure of the Four Crowns. Now, this movie was on my video last week of movies I'd love to see, or a week and a half ago, that I wanted to see on Blu-ray. I did not know. All I thought was available on VHS, but it was available on DVD. I think this is a Shout Factory release, but I did get this in Saturday, so I threw it right on the player to watch it because I really wanted to watch it again. I have to say, the picture is a bit better than my VHS, although my VHS is on its last legs, I gotta be honest with you. So the picture was a bit better. It was really cool to watch this movie again, though. I could make out a few more things. My only complaint, though, with this being even on DVD is they cleaned it up just enough where you can actually see the fishing wire tied to objects that were floating in the air. You can actually see the fishing wire holding it up. I saw it like in 4 or 5 scenes, and I was like, oh my gosh. Oh, it was bad, but it was really good. It was so much fun to watch the movie. It's been a long time since I've watched this movie, so it was nice to revisit it again. I want to say thank you to those YouTubers out there that mentioned this to me. I am truly, truly grateful for this. I've always wanted this movie at least on DVD. It's not Blu-ray, but at least it's DVD. So I know I can have it a lot longer now, but thank you guys so much. Basically, this movie's about this treasure hunter that's out there. He's hired by the government to go find these 2 crowns that have these 2 jewels in it they don't know anything about. So he gets a band of his friends together to go to this guy's compound. This guy who was in prison for many years. He got out of prison. He found God while he was in prison and created this cult around these crowns. So this guy and his team go in, and his Stryker was his name. Yeah, Stryker. He goes in with his team to go steal these jewels. The ending is just, in the ending of this movie, I always feel like they just weren't sure what to do, so they did this really random ending. It's really cheesy, but I just love this movie. This is so nostalgic from when I was a kid. And, you know, it's in 3D, although this movie's not in 3D in this box set, but it was in 3D in theaters, so you still get those, like, weird snake that comes at you like this, or you get the random, like, guy with a knife going like this. Loved it. It was so much fun. Again, thank you guys so much. It was so much fun to watch this movie. I really highly recommend it. It's pure cheese. Don't get me, you can't take it seriously whatsoever. It is pure cheese, but it's a fun movie. Treasure of the Four Crowns. Next I watched, and I haven't watched this movie, and I'm sure a lot of people have seen this, but I haven't watched this movie in a long time, and it's The Crow. If you've never seen The Crow before, you're really in for a treat. This is a really good movie. I've been on kind of a Brandon Lee kick lately. You'll see why I'm in another video. I picked up another one of his movies recently. But I've been a big kick on him. Those of you who don't know, this is Bruce Lee's son, who actually died while making this movie. I've been a big fan of this movie. I saw it 10 times in theaters. I bought the VHS for $100 when it came out. I have always been a big fan of this movie. It is a really well done movie. It's very gothic in its portrayal, but it's just a really good movie, really well acted. I really believe that this movie would have catapulted Brandon Lee into major stardom after this. But it's got Ernie Hudson in it. It's a really good flick. It's basically essentially about this Eric Draven and his girlfriend, soon to be wife. They're killed at the beginning of the movie by these guys that are trying to get them to leave this apartment because his fiance is like starting these problems and trying to go after the landlords. Landlords don't like it. They had people come in and they kill these two. He's brought back a year later for vengeance by this crow. And so what he does is he seeks vengeance on the people that killed him and his girlfriend. And it's just a really, really good movie. The atmosphere of this movie is amazing because it's all very dark and very seedy, and it's really good. Effects are amazing in this movie. He's got some great one-lines in this movie. It's just, it's great from beginning to end. If you've never seen it, I highly recommend watching this movie. It is so well done. I just sat there, and I've seen this movie probably 30 times, although it's been a few years since I watched it. But even sitting down and watched this a couple of days ago, I was working on something else, and I sat down and just watched the whole thing. I was like, next thing I know, I was like, it's over. It's that good of a movie. Ever get a chance, watch The Crow. All right, next movie in my list, and this has actually got on a sale a couple weeks ago from Kino Lorber, and I sat down and watched with my wife the other day, and that is Transylvania 6-5000. God, this was fun. And the transfer on this looks really good. A lot better than my old DVD that I had of this movie. But this is such a great movie. I mean, the cast in this movie, you got Jeff Goldblum, you've got Michael Richards, you've got, let's see here, Carol Kane, Jeffrey Jones, Norman Fell. Just a fun movie, man. And also, wait, hold on, Ed Begley Jr., can't forget him. Just a great movie about these two reporters that kind of work for a sleazy tabloid. They're sent to Transylvania because they heard of Frankenstein, and it's a comedy, you know, and they end up doing their investigation around there, and they see a vampire, and they see a werewolf guy, and they see all these people, and they start getting freaked out, and it's this whole comedy thing, and at the end, everything's exposed. I don't want to ruin it for you, but it's got a great soundtrack to it. It's Transylvania 6-5000. I want the ringtone in this movie because it's just really cheesy, but so much fun. Props to Kino Lorber on this because, again, the transfer looked really good. You also get, there's 3 TV spots and a commentary by the writer-director Randy DeLuca and a visual consultant Steve Haberman. But again, I really highly recommend this. If you're looking for a really good cheeseball comedy, this is it. Transylvania 6-5000. Next is another movie. It's post-apocalyptic, but I love those movies. You know, those are just great movies. And that is Cherry 2000, another Kino Lorber movie. Again, I had this on VHS, did not have this on DVD, and then I picked it from Kino Lorber on Blu-ray. The transfer is amazing. It looks really good on it. I really enjoyed it. This is a Melanie Griffith movie from way back in 1987. And basically this guy hires her as a person to go into the no man's zone to go after this new robot, because at this point in Earth's history, you can basically get a pleasure robot, and you don't need, you need a pleasure robot, and not only a pleasure robot, they can be basically your wife. So his robot, this guy's robot right here, is destroyed. So he goes out, he has her chip still, but he has to go out to find another one because apparently she's a rare robot. And so they go out there to find it, to go in the dead zone, to go off, and it's just an adventure going through it. But it's really good. It's a lot of fun. Tim Thomerson's in it as well, which I've always been a big fan of his since the transfer days. So this is a lot of fun. Again, the transfer looked really good. Kino Lorber, I'm not kidding you. They do a tremendous job on their videos. They really put a lot of time and effort in, and it shows. It really does show when you watch these things. So, Cherry 2000. And the last two, actually the last 4 movies, it's all one series, and that is Nemesis 1 through 4. Now, let's talk about Nemesis first. I've been wanting to get this for a long time. Matter of fact, I got this one first on a Best Buy sale about 3 months ago for $10. This one sold out quicker than I could get to it, so I had to track this down. I eventually did get this on eBay for $10. It took me a while. But essentially, this is about in the future, robots versus humans. Some humans are half robot, and I don't want to spoil it because I can totally spoil this thing, but essentially this one guy, oh gosh, what's his name again? Alex. He's kind of half and half human, half robot. He's a kind of a bounty hunter that goes out and takes out these robots and stuff like that, and they send him on this major quest, but of course people are working against him. The people that send him are working against him, and he has to flesh it all out. It's kind of a nutshell, but it's really cool. The effects are pretty cool for the 90s. Really, really good for the 90s. But a lot of fun, decent story, and I really enjoyed it. I'd never seen it before. I always wanted to see it. I really enjoyed it. So, Nemesis. Now, let's talk about Nemesis 2, 3, and 4. These continue the story of Alex, only Alex in the third movie here, he gone. And this is apparently his offspring. And she is shuffled from the future back into the past, into our present day time, and hidden because they want to go after her because she's a perfect meld between robot and human. So they send her down there. This girl's a pretty big badass. I mean, she's ripped. I mean, she's obviously a bodybuilder. And so all three of these movies are about her and her quest. The first two movies, she's in South Africa trying to run away from these robots because they keep sending robots back to her, back into the past to try to kill her. She keeps evading them. So these two. This one was actually really good. The third one's not so good. There's not a whole lot to it. It's basically, it's kind of like Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2. They're the same movie, only one has better effects than the other one because they went back and did it. Only this is reverse. They're basically the same movie, same plots, only this one was better because I think it had a lot more out to it. This one felt a little more rushed. So it just didn't feel like it had as much to it. By the time they get to this movie, she is now in the future, and she's a bounty hunter, and she goes on one last job, and of course the people working behind her, kind of like her father. The first movie kind of go against her, and she has to flush everything out. These were fun, though. Even this one was a little slow. This was a little bit hard to get through, but I actually really enjoyed all three movies. They were a lot of fun. I watched them over 3 weekends, one each weekend. But I really did have a good time with it. They were actually a lot of fun. I can't wait to someday watch them again. I love MDV Rewind. They do a really good job with these things. I mean, got the poster. All three movies were on one disc, but they all looked really good for what they were. And I'm sure these were all straight to... I know for a fact all three movies were straight to DVD, so I mean to VHS. So they did a really good job. But again, they cleaned it up. NVD, they do quality work, that's for sure. And I finally have... Took me a long time, but I finally have all 4 of these movies. And I believe there's a 5th one coming out, too. So that ought to be interesting. And my understanding is they're bringing this girl back. So we'll see. But that is it for some of my quick movie reviews. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave me some comments down below. If you've seen any of these movies or have any comments about these, please leave me some comments down below. Please leave, click the like button if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe, the bell, you know the whole 9 yards. I think sometimes you get, even I get a little bored saying it after a while. But thank you guys all for watching. Please take care out there. Wash your hands. Always keep hunting because you never know what you're going to find, even if it's online. And as always, live long and prosper. Bye.